to the Chelsea Skidmore Show. I'm here today with my guest, comedian Jessica Michelle Singleton.
It's too much. This happens to me constantly.
Does it?
Annie Letterman brought me up as Sarah Michelle Gellar, like, recently. I'm like, we're friends.
Did she really?
Yeah, people just fuck up my name because I have too many, but I still insist on using all of them.
Sometimes Stephen will be like Sarah Jessica Parker. Does that happen
That's
too?
happened to me. Someone once brought me up as Jessica Simpson.
What?
Yeah. And
You kind of, like, you're both blonde, you know?
I was like, do I look like her after the baby?
Why are you all 90s people?
I don't know. Is that just when the three names were? Yeah, no one's ever been. I don't know any new three name people.
Yeah, me neither.
I've gotten that, and Jennifer Love Hewitt one.
Yes. You got that?
It's just three names. Like nobody is going, I'm sorry, I really thought you were Jennifer Love Hewitt.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Just having three names alone, you've become the other three names people.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
like,
constantly making sure this is
oh
recorded.
no, I do the same thing. I'm like constantly looking,
like, okay,
and I
just
feel like
ignore
my
what I'm
guests
doing.
think I'm bored of them.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no.
Is it playing? Yeah, no, it's so funny because I know it's just a three name thing, so I never take offense, but a little bit when people go Sarah Jessica Parker. I'm like, for some reason.
Is that's the one you don't like?
Because I think the other two are so gorgeous that for some reason, even though it has nothing to do with what I look like, in my head, I'm like, I feel insulted.
I know what you mean, but she has great style.
She does have
She
great
did
style.
on Sex in the City.
Yeah, I wonder if she actually has great style or if there was just a great stylist on the show.
It was the stylist who was this woman called Patricia Field.
Wow.
Who has a store in New York that I grew up going to. And it's a very like crazy eccentric store.
Oh my God, I'm in love. I've always wondered where I could shop. Like, I mean, of course.
Yeah, I grew up going there like my whole life. And I actually interviewed her on like an article I wrote in college.
Oh my God,
and we
that's
did like a
amazing.
phone conversation, which was cool. But like, yeah, my 5th grade graduation outfit was from her store.
That's amazing.
Which was like a crazy skirt, and like it's a very cool place in New York.
I
Yeah.
love eccentric fashion. I'm very
in the
all
East
or
Village.
nothing. Oh, I'm gonna have to go there. Patricia Field.
Yeah,
Wow, I live under a rock when it comes to fashion. I'm just like, sequins, I'll put that on.
but you dress very fun.
I feel like I've been told on multiple occasions I'm very hit or miss with the way I dress.
Someone has said that to your face.
Yes, I think I literally just said the same thing on Sarah Weinschenk's podcast, but in high school, I was on the yearbook staff, and my friend who was the editor, pardon me, was like, I feel like if we did a spread in the yearbook of best and worst dressed on 2 different pages, you could be on either page depending on the day.
Oh my God.
Because I sometimes make bold choices, and and they're not for everyone. I used to have a skirt made out of a Spider-Man curtain. People weren't crazy about that, but
a Spider-Man curtain. I can't imagine what that looks like.
it was a very drab. There was no shape to it. It was me trying to be like creative.
Yeah,
But
you get away with wearing dresses on stage and heels.
I think it's hard. You know, I think if I'm in the right energy, I do. But it's a real fine line, and the material is important because you can't be dressed up and do self-deprecating material. Either people don't buy it or they just feel bad for you, or
Like it becomes sadder somehow.
yeah, or they're just like, I mean, not that anyone's going, like, I'm not getting on stage and someone's being like, who is this supermodel?
No, you're hot. You're a hot comedian.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love you. but yeah, I'm good looking enough. I think that if I go up there dressed really nice and then I'm like, I look like a troll. You're in front of regular people in an audience. They're like, go to hell.
Yeah.
It's the same as like when you accidentally complain about feeling fat in front of your friend who's fat.
Right.
And they're like, don't you ever say that. And you're like, oh, I'm not entitled to my body negativity.
Nicole just told me about, I don't know, she told me she had that situation with someone who, she was talking to someone who was bigger than her, and she was like, I feel fat. And she goes, I'm allowed to feel uncomfortable in my body.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the perfect response.
No, it's so true, because that is a thing where people, I mean, there's so much to like eating disorder and body dysmorphia, but I saw some random tweet starting to go viral weeks ago that was like, you cannot feel fat. And it was like, basically
what
saying,
the fuck?
Yeah, basically saying you're not allowed to.
Okay, who started that?
A fat person.
Yeah.
and you know, like, there's nothing, I'm not like fat shaming. It's just like, I'm sorry. There are days I feel strong. I do one workout class and I feel ripped, and I'm not. I can certainly feel fat. I can feel thin. You can feel like a different gender. Why couldn't you feel like various sizes. I don't know.
All the people who say and when I say all the people, I'm talking about like a lot of, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
These people who are famous, they used to be comedians. Now they just have a platform
and they just
for
talk
empowerment.
about issues. Yeah.
And it's too much.
Yeah,
I'm happy they're doing it and like it's cool and I support it, but like sometimes it's just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, or sometimes I'm just like, yeah, okay, good point. Write a fucking joke about it.
Yeah.
Like, you want to really get your point across? Make people laugh at it in an interesting way. Like,
yeah.
Just going on stage and being like, clap if you think racism is bad is like, yeah, no, of course. But like, fucking make it funny.
Yeah. And especially with the whole women's issues. I don't know.
Oh, I go crazy over women's issues.
Because all those people who say all these things, I don't believe that they don't. I think it's like embedded in you as a woman. And guys too.
All the issues. Yeah, no, the like internalized, like beauty struggle or whatever misogyny, fucking, I don't even know. Well, anyone to me, it's a red flag to me. Anyone who's loudly feminist. Yeah. I'm like, I bet you're really mean to other women.
That is such a good call.
Like when people come in hot, just like that's their identity. Mm-hmm. They're like, I'm like, oh, I take note of that. I'm like, she will throw all of us under the bus. She will step on you to be the lead feminist.
That's so true. The people who have to like make such a big deal of something are the guilty ones.
Like look how good I'm. Oh, straight white men who are like, oh, straight white men are awful, and they're these male feminist warriors. Yeah. I'm like, who are you raping currently?
That's true, and I can think of someone right now off the bat.
Yeah, no, we have to talk about it off air, but no, I don't trust it. I'm like, oh, if you're so loudly good, you're shitty. I bet. Yeah, you probably have. We all have skeletons in our closet, and I would rather, especially with comedians, I'd rather have someone be like, hey, here's how my fucked up brain thinks. Does anyone else ever have this thought that's probably not politically correct, but it definitely popped in my head? Yeah,
people need to go back to telling the truth.
Yeah, it's like, we're all just going to pretend we've never had questions about like gender identity.
Yeah.
That you're not like, okay, wait, but can we just explain?
Yeah.
We're
all for it. We all want the world to be a better place, but also, like, can we joke about it?
Yeah. It's like, when are we going to be progressive enough that I can tell my friend her cardigan looks stupid? I have to pretend every outfit's cute. Carol, fuck you. It's like, you don't just get a pass because you came out. You have to step up like the rest of us. You have to feel shame in your shitty outfits too.
Yes. I think that's also the same for like Me Too people. Like Steven pointed out, like, oh, that guy who's like sticking up for all these women is the biggest piece of shit of all.
Oh yeah, no. I 100% believe it. The loudest one is rarely the right one.
You know what's so crazy? I was at an AA meeting and this guy was speaking about how he went to India to meet the Dalai Lama. Whoa. And it was like really, really powerful. And like, it was like your body was tingling listening to it. It was and he was like talking about how the Dalai Lama was like telling him the key to enlightenment, which is like meditate every day, treat everyone as an extension of yourself. And it was like really, really moving. And then he came back down and sat next to me and he was like, so I'm an actor. And he was like,
oh, he was like hitting on you?
Yeah. And started hitting on me. And he was like, do you want to be in movies? And like,
oh my fucking God.
And it was crazy because he seemed like this super spiritual guy. And then he was basically just trying to fuck me.
Yeah.
And he was like DMing me and stuff.
Do you want to be in movies? It's like, okay, first of all, no, I did. You're an actor. Like, you can't help me. I'm not stupid.
I looked him up. He had been in like nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's like person number 1 in an episode of like Blue fucking, I don't even know TV shows. I'm like, Blue Shield? Is that a show?
But have you seen Fleabag?
I haven't. I just keep seeing people tweet about it. I don't even know what it is.
Incredible.
What is it?
It's incredible.
What's the premise?
Okay, so I keep talking about how incredible it is, but it's so hard to describe the premise.
Okay.
So then I feel like a dick.
Is it a Netflix show?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime.
It's very quick. There's 2 seasons, and each season just has 6 episodes. And they're 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Maybe I'll just binge this.
But basically, it's a British show. It's very fast, very punchy. She has a dysfunctional family.
I love
She's
that.
Promiscuous.
I'm already into this.
Yeah, and that's like pretty much it. But she's kind of just like...
But there's so much I feel like interesting people... you can have just an interesting character, and you don't need this heavy plot.
Yeah,
I mean, like when a show has good writing and good characters,
it's insanely funny. And the first season was really good, but like the second season is like Like it will blow you away.
Okay, I'll watch it. I rarely watch anything, but I will take your word.
Really?
I'll watch it. Yeah.
I've never seen Game of Thrones.
I mean, I fell off the wagon after a breakup years ago, and then I binged them all getting ready for this season, and then
was it worth
watched it? It was.
Was it good? I want someone to tell me the fucking truth.
You know what? It was fine. I didn't think it was great, but also, I guess since I'd been away from it so long, I wasn't heavily invested. It was nice for once in my life to be able to have conversations about something going on in pop culture because I never know shit. Like I could never be a correspondent for a pop culture show. I'd be like, who are you on the red carpet?
There's so many new people who are all these like young influencers. I have no idea who they are.
All randomly
all
happen
these
upon
little
someone.
rappers.
It's got
Lil
like
Zaggy.
You have
That's
3 million followers. I've never even heard your
right?
name.
Isn't that weird?
That you can just be famous and also completely unknown to other people.
Yeah, sometimes I'll click on like a random chick's Instagram and she'll have like 20 million followers and I'm like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, you're like, what do you do besides just look fucking perfect?
Fucking bitch.
God,
No, I'm just
whores. Teach me. I want to be your friend.
You have great
me.
hair.
Oh,
while we're on the subject.
Oh, thank you. I washed it. I blow dried it.
Looks good.
It's yeah. When I do it, it's thick enough that it can be good, and it's also a nightmare. So I usually just throw it up in a top bun.
Why? What's the nightmare?
It's just thick and frizzy, so it just takes a long time to blow dry
Really?
it. It like holds onto water, so it'll have this like frizzed out look if I don't get it all the way dry. And maybe I'm just lazy, but also sometimes I have rheumatoid arthritis, so sometimes my arms just like wear out halfway through.
So
and I'm like, no, fuck this.
I've been hearing you talk about that. What is that?
It's a degenerative autoimmune disease. It's basically, so autoimmune diseases, I don't know if you know about them, but it's your own immune system attacking your body instead of outside illnesses. So basically, like, do you know about MS at all? Have you heard of
multiple sclerosis?
Yeah, so what that does to nerve endings, I have the same thing, but instead of nerve endings, it does it to joints.
Oh my God.
So it's just like chiseling away at my body, turning me into a tin man, basically.
What does that mean?
I get crazy inflammation in my joints and just insane joint pain, like to the point that there's days I can't walk or like barely move my wrists. I can feel it when it's gonna rain.
You can?
Yeah, and I don't know if that's part of rheumatoid arthritis. They say that happens with old people arthritis.
Really?
But to a T, and I never trust myself. I'll go, oh, I'm in so much pain. I wonder if it's something I ate. And I'll be like, maybe it's gonna rain. And I'll look at the weather app and I'll be like, I guess not. And then it rains.
Whoa.
So like today I woke up and in my bed, that's not true. This morning I could feel it in my bones. I was like, it's gonna rain in the valley by tomorrow.
Whoa.
Like, it's a very lame skill. But
So it just developed out of nowhere?
yeah, there's not conclusive research on most autoimmune disorders, like if it's nature or nurture, genetics versus environment. So they're kind of unsure. I have this theory, which is a little woo-woo-y, but based on my life and then people I've talked to who have different autoimmune issues, I think there's a lot to trauma, like childhood
because your
trauma.
body tightens up.
Yeah, because you hold on to it. So
Yeah.
it's like as a kid, you kind of just like have to bear down through traumatic things. You keep going. Or even as an adult, you can obviously experience trauma at any age, emotional, physical, you name it. Everyone I know who has an autoimmune disease had at least a rough childhood.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and so I have this theory that like, because you're tucking these emotions in, being like, I'm fine, everything's okay. And it's the same as like with depression and mental illness. Putting a Band-Aid on a volcano is what people have talked about when you have like depressive meltdowns. But you have to let those emotions out. So if you're just burying them, I think they start to come out in physical manifestations.
I'm scared now.
I mean, yeah, it's the same with like stress. People start getting headaches.
I get very bad physical anxiety, like in my body.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's related to this.
I really think it's the same thing because I've recently started getting back into hot yoga, whatever, which is the thing people be like, have you tried hot yoga?
Everyone does it.
I'm like,
so
fuck
whatever.
You. But I love it.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it regularly now, so it's sort of, now I understand, like I can feel my body needing it, which
Yeah.
I want to be clear, and like there's no judgment against people who've been fitness people their whole life. I never thought I would be a person that would say that. I was like, I eat Cheetos, I drink Mountain Dew, and I'll fucking run
How
when
old
you
are
chase
you?
me, bitch.
Cheetos, Mountain. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, it's been years, but I think about it fondly.
But yeah, your body does need.
It needs to move,
Yeah.
you know? And so I've been going regularly to this place on the street. And then the other day I canceled. I didn't go. I just had too much work to do. And I didn't realize that I haven't really been feeling that much anxiety. Because it's less like when it kind of dissipates, I guess for me, I don't notice it goes away until it comes back. And then all of a sudden, late afternoon, I started feeling anxiety, which is a feeling I've mostly had my whole life. I didn't realize I wasn't feeling anxiety till it came back. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening? And I have this problem with anxiety where when it starts to get overwhelming, I have worked on meditating so hard, and I'm still like bad at doing it daily, but a huge part of that has been trying to just kind of observe my emotions and just go, oh, I'm having anxiety and that's okay. And it's just going to pass. But anytime I get a heightened emotion, I'm like, I just have to find something to pin it to. So I'll start freaking out about, like, I'll have anxiety and be like, does this mean that the boy I have a crush on hates me? And it's like, is this intuition? And it's like, no, bitch.
Yeah.
Go for a jog. But I don't want to diminish regular anxiety, but I do think a lot of it is, especially anxiety, is you have, I think you have so much energy and you need to get it out. And I'm like a high energy person that really, I think to get her my anxiety, I have to be working out constantly and like moving around. I do better. Like,
how often do you?
I mean, I do like once a day, hot yoga usually, and I'll go for and I'll go for a mile jog lately.
What the fuck?
This is new. This is like in the last 2 weeks. But here's what I realized.
What the fuck?
I know. Listen, this is what's worse. I mean, it's gonna be great once it starts to show up on my body. All you bitches are done. But like, but I've started eating super clean. I did a candida cleanse.
What is that? Is that for yeast infections? That's what I think
everyone
of.
keeps messaging me because I guess that's a side effect, which is so funny because my roommate his mom is this vegan guru.
Oh.
And she told him, you know, her autoimmune issues might stem from candida. And I have a few other things. I get like a little bit of a rosacea rash sometimes.
I have
like just like I'll get on my chest a little, and then just joint pain that comes with my autoimmune disease, but also mood swings. And so he's like, just try it. And I was like, I'll try it. I also went off my meds in December, and I was like, I'm going to try to see if I can heal myself naturally, which...
Have you been off them still?
Yeah, and I feel good.
What were you doing? Taking?
Plaquenil.
Plaquenil? I've never heard of that one.
It's... They use it to treat lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, but also it's an anti-malarial. Like, they'll give you a high dose of it.
Malaria's back, so...
Yeah, so... Wait, is it malaria or measles?
Oh, it's measles.
Well, malaria is still in Africa. It's like a real thing.
And you might go.
But
you went?
I did go, and I was afraid. And I was like, thank God I'm already on these anti-malarials.
I thought you meant psychiatric meds.
No.
Because I'm on one now.
How do you like it?
For anxiety. Buspar?
Oh, I've never heard of that one. Is it new?
No, it's been around for a long time.
How are you liking it?
It's for anxiety. I need it because I have extremely bad social anxiety.
Oh, wow. Mine's gotten worse in the last few years.
Yeah.
I didn't used to.
I think it has to do with me being sober. I think that I used to drink. I didn't realize how shy I was until I got sober.
Oh, wow.
So, like, a lot of people think I'm a bitch, but I'm just shy.
Oh, yeah, because you're like... it's like... Oh, what do I say? I'll just hang out.
I probably just like will not say anything.
Yeah.
And then people will be like, you're a fucking bitch. And I'm like, I'm scared.
Well, it's also not.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I mean, that situation is not helped by the fact that you're pretty.
Thank you.
Because people will just project that onto you.
It's so
like, oh, you think you're too good to talk to us.
Everyone says they think I'm a bitch. Everyone, Esther Pavitsky was giving me advice about like something I had to do that I was nervous about. I wanted to impress someone in a meeting.
Yeah.
And she goes, make sure you smile a lot because you don't come off friendly. And I was like, first of all, I was happy she told me that because no one else has told me
like, that's a good note.
But like, I was also like, fuck. Like, I'm going to have to think of that for the rest of my life.
You're going to have to be like, okay, put the smile on.
Yeah. Well, I know also the corners of my mouth turn down. And I think if they turn up, you look happy. But I think I have this like permanent frown on my face.
Oh, like the resting bitch face. Is that? Yeah, I mean,
yeah, that's what I have.
A little.
It's too hacky to joke about resting.
But you're like,
bitch
but
face.
it is a real.
But it is real, and I want to bring it back, but I feel like it's done, so we'll figure it out.
I mean, it's also a good thing to blame for when you don't.
Yeah,
you
I've resting
just
frown
don't like someone. You're like, sorry, my face just. It
it's
forms
my
a
face.
frown, and you're like, I hate you. Have you found that it's helping with your social anxiety?
Yeah, it has. I've been on it for a couple months, and in general, I have really bad anxiety. But I've had a lot of anxiety lately, and it's been surpassing the medicine. So it's a lot to deal with. But I think I need to work out more.
I mean, I don't want to be this person who, because I think there's so many people who meds work for, or maybe they need different ones. But and please, everyone should go for it and find what works for them. But I have really found lately, because I've been doing it so regularly, that when I work out enough, it's
true.
When I'm not used to being calm, like I'm used to, I also realized in the last maybe 2 years, because I've done a lot of self-exploration. I did this like 10-day silent meditation.
You went to one of those?
Yeah. That's my whole Edinburgh.
We got to get into that.
My Edinburgh show. I went to Edinburgh last year. It was.
I'm gonna get into all of this.
Okay.
I mean, we were just now, right?
Yeah, we can dive in.
Wait, but there's so much. I want to get back into the Candida.
There's so much. Oh, we
need to wrap that up because I can't stop thinking about it.
Okay, so
sorry.
I was like, I'll try this, and it's a super strict diet, no grains.
But
it's basically,
you don't have to rush.
It's basically like no grain. It's vegetables and meat and no fruit, like no sugars, not even natural sugars.
Sorry, I'm laughing because of the moment that just happened. Sorry. Okay.
We've derailed.
Tell me again what it is. I've been laughing also internally because when you showed up, we both talked about how we were tired, and now we snapped into a fast talking conversation.
I know. Now we're out of control.
But I like it.
Me too.
I like it.
I always try to be conscious.
But I'm laughing in my head about it because it's like this is what happens when you get in front of a podcast.
I know. You're like, oh, I guess we're on, or just when you talk to someone and the energy starts
I feel like
flowing.
I did a line of.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Energy's infectious. What can you do?
Yes. So what is the diet? Sorry.
I feel like people think I always do coke because I just get
really
like this. Yeah, I've never done it because I'm so annoying.
Never?
I'm afraid that I'm just afraid of being the worst person on earth and also dying. I'm that person. I have that fear that I'd be the one person that you hear about in the DARE program. It's like, she did one bump. No, she didn't. She was doing cocaine for months, but her parents were in denial.
Yes.
But I always think I'd be like, just die.
But also, you might have the opposite effect because some people get tired. Have you ever taken pills like downers, like Vicodin and stuff like that? Percocet?
Not really. I've taken Norcos for actual pain.
And did it make you hyper or tired?
I passed out, but it was the end of the night, so that's not fair. And then once this is so dumb. All my friends were snorting pills.
Why?
I'm from Alaska. I don't know. Not that that's dumb. It's just like, I don't do it. And I snorted some, like, making fun of them. I was like, look at me. I'm doing pills. But then I actually snorted some. Like, look how cool I am. And then I was like, oh, I just snorted. Oh, no. And it was a Percocet. And I was drinking. And I'm pretty sure I was up all night.
Yeah. Well, because it has a like reverse effects for some people.
Yeah, everyone tells me that a lot of people, cocaine might chill you out. I'm like, are you trying to sell me cocaine? What is going on? Fuck, I forgot the point of this.
Candida?
Oh, Candida.
I'm
all over the place.
I'm keeping track.
So it's basically just as many greens as you can get because all you can have is vegetables and like clean meats. You're not even supposed to have like sugar fructose.
Yeah.
Because your body, this Candida like reproduces on that. So it grows and attaches itself to sugars. So you're basically trying to wipe it out of your body.
And what does it do when it's in your body?
It just causes all these adverse effects. It's like everyone has a little bit in their body, but when you have an overgrowth, you start getting bloating, you get the rashes, you can get yeast infections, you can get thrush in the mouth. I didn't have the mouth thing.
Thank you.
I don't have yeast infections, but I was so flippantly talking about it, just like, I'm doing this Candida cleanse, and I didn't look anything up further than my roommate saying, your side effects might be caused by this, and I was like, I'll try it. All of a sudden, people are DMing me, and they're like, just giving me advice on yeast infections.
They're like cranberry juice.
And I am like, sort of talking to this guy right now, and we had just started talking, and of course, anytime you go on a diet, I don't know, well, maybe it's just me, but I have to talk about it obsessively, at least for a little while.
Of course, and I want to hear about it.
Yeah, it's like all I think about. I'm like, well, I'm on this cleanse, so like I'm not really fun right now.
I'm obsessed with all this stuff.
I could talk about it.
Not like I'm going to do it, but I like to hear about it.
I just want to hear your struggle.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I just have like a fixation on food and diet.
No, me too. I obsess over it. So anytime I'm having to restrict it, I'm like, what am I going to eat next? What else can I make on this thing?
Yeah.
But I'm just like flippantly telling this guy, it's this like Candida thing. I'm doing it for my health. And I don't know if he like Googled that and then was like, oh, does this bitch just have fucking yeast infections?
But it's also like an LA thing.
Yeah.
Too.
So, which is true. That I'm like, whatever. I might as well just be like, I
like
eat
it's
kale.
okay here because people do that kind of.
People
Everyone
cleanse and
does
shit all the time.
autoimmune. I also hear that one is good.
Yeah.
Or
autoimmune-
anti-inflammatory.
Yeah, anti-inflammatory diets. There's a type of paleo called autoimmune protocol, which is just paleo but more strict. Like no eggs, no nuts, no nightshades.
How many days have you been on it?
I think it'll be, oh my God, maybe 3 weeks.
Wow.
On Tuesday.
So you must.
But I've cheated.
Okay, that's
like,
fine.
2 or 3 times.
I think that's necessary.
Yeah, no, and I told, like the other night, I'm like, I had a big cheat, but I had a quesadilla from a taco truck with Nicole.
Who wouldn't?
We were gonna go dancing at this place, and it was closed. Like the
Okay.
whole place is just closed down. So we just went to the taco truck. That
Do
was
you go
there.
dancing?
I haven't been, but I want to start more. I went last
Yeah.
night. My roommate was going out with a girl and a bunch of her friends, and he's like, tag along. And we went to like this place called Flaming Saddles it's on Santa Monica in West Hollywood. Just
Okay.
cowboys on fucking
Oh, that's fun.
stripper poles
Oh.
and a dance floor. And I love dancing.
Really?
So I want to make more
That's
time
cool.
for it. It's
I
hard
wish
with-
I did.
Yeah, it's like hard with comedy because
It feels really good to do things that aren't comedy related.
yes, and that was a goal for myself this year to try to actively make a little bit of time for life. Like do just
Yeah.
who knows what, but things or hang out with people not working on a project.
Yeah, that's like it's so necessary just even for mental health.
Yeah.
Because you just feel so crazy and wrapped up in everything and it's like
It's
we don't live like normal people.
no, we live like lunatics and
Yeah.
then everything is content. So even if you're like it's fun, it's still a job.
Yeah.
And then
We all know why we're here.
yeah, right? And it's like even most of the people I hang out with who I enjoy and I consider friends, I realized we're always hanging out in terms of let's write something, let's work on something. And I'm like, no, let's just grab lunch and not talk about comedy.
It's so hard. We try to make a rule that we don't talk about it like in the morning or at night, but it's
Yeah.
impossible.
No, because your life is consumed by it.
Normal people like
Clock out.
Yeah.
They clock
Yeah.
out. We don't do that.
A bunch of my friends back home are nurses. Like, I don't think they go home and talk about stethoscopes.
No,
or
they're
whatever
not
the
like,
fuck they
oh, the old bedpans today.
Yeah.
Calling other nurses.
Yeah.
Seeing what other nurses are doing.
Seeing how they got ahead.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear she got moved up to the
Yeah.
the ICU?
Yeah.
How'd she do? Who's she fucking? You know, like
That's so
but
funny.
you're so wrapped up in it. Like you wake up and you start working on whatever, and then you know you have to go do a podcast or you have a lunch or
Yeah.
you're writing this, you're writing that, and then before you know it, you have your sets, and then the night's over.
I noticed you're a very busy person.
Yes,
You get a lot done. You've accomplished a lot.
thank you.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think a lot of it was, I think that's part of the reason I wanted to try to take a step, not back. I'm still working just as hard, but try to make room for friends and stuff is because part of it was like wanting to make sure I wasn't getting my self-worth from just being productive.
Yeah.
Like just being like, well, I'm busy, so I'm a good person.
Tell me more about these tips.
I mean, I think I saw it on a meme, honestly.
Oh, really?
It was like a coffee cup that's like, your productivity is not a
No,
measure
but
of
have
your
you
worth.
been doing anything?
Yeah,
to-
no,
okay.
I made a plan to go dancing that fell through, but
Yeah.
we still hung out. And then last night when my roommate invited me, normally I was like, I have this script I have to finish. But I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to finish this page I'm on and I'm going to go out. So I'm trying to make an effort to just say yes to life.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on a date next week.
Ooh.
So I'm not going to call in for a spot. You know, it's
Yeah.
also on a Thursday. So there's no spots where I could potentially make a lot of money. Like if it's like a main room night, I might be like, I don't know.
Right.
But also I get up so late that I can still go on a date and leave. But I was like, let me just leave my night open to go relax, not feel stressed about it. Yeah, I'm just trying to once a week do something, even if it's small,
Yeah, I like that.
that's not comedy.
Did you ever do the artist way?
Oh God, I've started it so many times.
You never finished it?
No, I mean
It's
I never even made it
amazing.
past like the three pages a day.
Really?
I want to
have my
restart
notebook.
it. I have I have it.
It's amazing. I love
Yeah?
it. It's so great. I have to redo it. I did it when I first moved here.
But I guess like the idea I had for doing something new every week did come from in the early.
Yeah,
so
that's
says,
what
like,
I was
take
thinking
yourself
of.
on a date.
Exactly. That's what I was just going to relate it to. I think they call it the God date.
Yeah, where it's like just.
I need to start doing that.
Yeah, I want to do more just me going and living, and even just trying to mix up where I write sometimes. Like I'm gonna go. I don't need to go to a coffee shop. I have Wi-Fi in my house. I have coffee at my house. Whatever. But it's like, oh, sometimes I just want a different environment.
You know what I like to do? I like to go to nice hotels and write.
Oh, I love that.
It's amazing. And like honestly, like it's pretty much the same as going to like Starbucks or fucking Coffee Bean or any other coffee place if you just get coffee.
Yeah.
It's not that much more expensive. And they don't
Wow.
mind and they let you hang out. So like
Yeah, they're like, no, we have this whole lobby that no one uses. Why
yeah,
would we
I
give a
love
shit?
Sunset Tower, you
Oh,
know?
wow.
By the Comedy Store.
I might try this.
Yeah, I went there on Tuesday. I had a lot of work to get done. I was there for like 4 hours
Yeah.
writing, and
That's
I spent
incredible.
the whole day there in the lounge and no one was there. It was incredible.
That's so peaceful.
It was and it feels cool and it makes you feel good.
Yeah, you're like, I'm out and about. Like even having just the idea of, I've been trying to implement this for so long, but I'm trying to sort of give myself office hours because since I'm self-employed, like comedy's my full-time job, it's easy to get like kind of, I don't know, in disarray about my schedule. So I'm trying to be like, at 10 a.m. it's clock in time. So go do yoga before that. That's your morning. And then like, and treating it like, because it is a job, but going, you like setting these hours aside, a week in advance. And so when someone goes, oh, can you do this? Do you want to grab lunch? Going like, no. And like, I have to work.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm working on my own shit. It's not like I don't have the freedom, but because I'll say yes to so many coffees.
Well, that's
And then-
okay. I don't have time to meet a new friend for coffee.
No, like
I don't have time for new friends right now in my life.
No, I don't. And it's like, it took me a long time to be okay with that because I feel if I can't say yes to someone, I feel like I'm a monster. Like I want to help everyone.
I know.
But like I do not have time for you to pick my brain. I don't care if you're willing to buy me a sandwich.
What I started doing is just saying, "Hey, I'm really like I was gonna say the word swamped, but I hate that, so I'm trying to find another
Yeah,
word.
I say that
I just say
sometimes
I'm
too.
really busy right now, like working on some stuff. But when my schedule lightens up in a couple weeks, I'll check back in, and then
Yeah.
I will or I won't.
Yeah, that's what I do too. And I try to
Yeah.
remember. Sometimes I just completely forget. But yeah, sometimes I'll just have a loaded schedule and have like, talk to me after this date.
Yeah, a couple years ago, I wasn't working as hard, so I would meet people for lunch and for coffee and like do shit during the day, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, it's so easy to let the time get away from you when you have your
I
own
never do that
schedule.
anymore.
No,
I haven't
it's-
done that in years. Now I work all day long.
Yeah, now I have
doing-
to right now I have to work to not get annoyed when somebody wants to
Yeah.
like hang out, and I'm like, no, it's good. Like it's nice that people want to hang out with you. Don't like, what do you fucking just want to waste my time?
I know. It's
But God, I get like that. Well, that's also why I more or less I don't do a ton of dating.
okay, so are you on apps?
I was on apps. I guess I am technically
Which one?
still on them. I'm Raya and then Hinge.
Someone just told me they're
In
going to
the
start
league.
charging.
Raya is?
Yeah.
Do they not already charge?
They weren't.
Somebody said that to me.
Court.
Okay.
told me last
Somebody
night.
was like, they charge. And I just
Maybe they just charge guys.
Okay, because I've been on it for a while, and like I just had this thought of, oh, I guess like I just let them charge me, and I don't remember. But I'm fucking a dipshit anyway, so I'm like maybe.
Have you gone out with guys from Raya?
I'm trying to think. I've gone on 2 online dating. That's it. I've met 3 people from dating apps in the last however many years. In
Yeah.
2012, I went on 3 dates from OkCupid.
Yeah.
And then since then, nothing. And I would get on them and I'd match and then be like, what am I doing?
Yeah. You know what? So I can count on my hand. I've met 3 people off online dating things in my I've gone on 3 dates.
Yeah.
But I've never had, I can remember every person because I don't like it. It
Yeah.
makes me uncomfortable, but I know a lot of people do it.
Yeah, no, a lot of people do it regularly. Well, I just, for the first time, and it means nothing, but I sort of had been like, I'm kind of done with these. And then I had like the last 2 dates I've been
Yeah.
on recently, it was sort of someone had responded to a message that I'd already sent or
Yeah.
like whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, well, got to try to put myself out there, just trying to be open to things. And only one person. This date I'm going on Thursday is someone that I met from an app. I've never, this isn't like, oh my God, the one. I'm like, oh, it's so refreshing to want to see a person again. Because everyone else I've been like, this was a ginormous waste of my time. Like,
from someone you met off an app or something.
Like, I'm just like, oh, you're a dud.
I feel like every person someone meets off an app is the opposite of what they thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like lying.
Yeah, and I hate that. I honestly I'm like, there should be a dating app where you make your profile and then your best friends get to go in and select you, like, from a list what your like top 3 flaws are, and you can't see them, but everyone else can.
Isn't that a thing, actually? I think I heard about an app like that your friends do it for you, which I think is like such a good idea.
Yeah, more honest, because it's like, I want to know what is the worst of you, and am I willing to put up with that?
Yeah.
Like, I want to go like, okay, do you get like chronically depressed sometimes? I need to know that going in. Or how much do you need like a ton of space? What's with the texting? Should I do more? Should I do less? Like, can you do less?
I went out with someone from Match.com in 2008.
Wow, that's like original Match.com days.
It was. It was the only like website there was.
That was it. Yeah.
And like my mom was on it, but I had just gotten I moved back home from like Hawaii. I was in college there and I left. I had a bad breakup.
Aww.
All my breakups have been horrible.
And you had to leave Hawaii. That's devastating.
But it was like I was over it. You know what I mean? And I went out with this one guy and he seemed like he was so cool. And then I met him and he was like, he looked nothing like his picture and he was such a fucking loser. And I hate, and I know you will hate this. There are so many guys who are not funny people who are desperately trying to be funny.
And that
kills me.
It hurts. And then when they find out you're a comedian.
Painful.
Oh, they like turn it up a notch. Or I get people being like, asking me about advice for trying comedy. And I'm like, no, get away from me. Yeah, it's so many men. I think it's also socially built into men are supposed to try to be the funny one.
Yeah.
And we are truly spoiled because around the funniest people. Our friends are the funniest people in the world. Like professionally the best.
Yeah.
And then these poor men and their dad jokes. And
it's bad.
And you have to sit there through, make it in. Or I had one date years ago when I did that like OK Cupid thing where the banter was like really good. And then in person, his personality was terrible. I was like, you're so quiet. I don't know.
I'm putting CBD into my coffee. I just thought of it.
Oh.
While
Does that
I'm here.
like counteract?
I just thought
the anxiety.
That could be a fun idea, but keep talking.
I love it. No, I've been trying to CBD a lot more things. I have these little edibles. Actually, I think they're THC edibles, but I got them from a friend in Colorado, and they're just little gummies and 2.5 milligrams. Alleviates. By the way, and I don't know, like if you
2.5 is a little. Is it 25?
Yeah, it's an edible. No, it's 2.5. I don't do a lot of.
Neither do I.
So. I think my tolerance is low, but it's worth trying. I'm trying to think.
Well, I can't do one that has TH. I can only do one that has like 1 part T, like 18-1.
Okay, yeah, because these might be like
that.
1-1. But I've taken these twice in the last like 2 weeks, and you want to talk about like alleviating anxiety,
right?
I was so calm. It was like I was a different person.
Yeah,
I got past the. Real quick, do you ever feel calm? I'll have this thing where I feel calm and I'm so used to, I realize that like I'm addicted to, not now, but I like think I've had a struggle with being addicted to extreme emotions.
Of course.
Yeah, it's like.
I'm an alcoholic,
I crave the
way.
feeling, yeah. I mean, okay,
we have fucked up, we're like crazy people.
We're chaotic.
Yeah.
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 And so for a while when I first started like trying to meditate and like when I started every once in a while would have these moments of calm. I was so unfamiliar with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my internal monologue was like, what? Where did my feelings go?
But that's all.
I don't feel anything.
That's also, and I just know this because I've learned it, and I have the same thing, and I'm guessing you do too. When you grow up in a chaotic childhood,
Yes.
when things feel still, it feels uncomfortable.
Yes.
Especially in good relationships.
I know. And that's been a struggle for me with people. I've had guys I've dated in the past where it didn't work out for a variety of reasons, and it wasn't supposed to. But there were definitely things where I took their stillness as like disinterest or being boring. And it's like, no, they're just calm. But when you have that like sort of familiarity with chaotic feelings and you're sitting with someone and all of a sudden they're just calm and there's sort of like a calm feeling, my initial instinct, because of all my fucked upness, like just all the things, whatever, I'm like, oh, are they just like sitting there thinking about how much they hate me? And like, I'm not, or just this like, it's a subconscious thing because I don't think I exist to entertain people, but I'm like, oh, they're like not laughing anymore. Are they going to be like, oh, well, she didn't make me laugh today, so I guess I never want to see her again? And it's like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But
do you
it's a thought that comes in my mind.
Do you feel like you have to be like on with people?
Not as much as I used to.
Right?
Well, I also didn't used to think I was on, because I never left the state of what on was, and I genuinely was like, no, this is who I am, because I didn't know how to calm down. I had no idea how to relax. And now that I've sort of learned how to be still, I don't feel oppressed to.
Yeah.
And I don't worry about, oh, I gotta like turn up the charm, because I think doing comedy long enough and like working hard and having things go okay, things have gone pretty well for me so far. Like it's a climb, but I'm up every year is better than the last, et cetera, et cetera. Like I'm not worried that I'm not going to be funny. Like I don't worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, I still have bad sets sometimes. I have eaten shit and whatever, or I've said things in conversation and in my head been like, thought that would get a laugh. But I don't think that. No part of me is like, what? Maybe I'm just not actually funny. I don't worry about that anymore.
Yeah, I feel like I used to like, especially like, it feels cool to not feel like I have to be on if I'm talking to like an industry person.
Yeah, that I have to let you know I'm funny.
Yeah, I don't really do that anymore.
Yeah.
At all. Like I just talk to people like normal people now.
Me neither.
And I'm not like doing a dance.
Yeah, no. And
it feels cool.
It's relaxing.
Yeah.
It also makes me feel like I'm like, I must have broken through something within myself. Like it's like leveling up as a human, like with emotional growth. To go, oh, I don't have to be like
like I'll prove it if you fucking watch me on stage, but right now I'm talking to a person.
Yeah, it's like I'm not on the clock.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna do my job for you for free to hopefully get you to like me and tell me to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. So funny. I hate that. I did like a big backyard show with a lot of like younger people.
Fun.
A couple days ago. And this girl came up to me and she goes, "You're so funny." And she goes, "Keep going, okay?" And she said it like really like, and I go, "Oh wow, thank you so much. I was about to quit tonight." Yeah. And I just said that like really flat. And she was like, "Please don't." I was like, "I'm kidding."
Yeah, it's
like, get the fuck out of my face.
You're like, what did that seem like it was on the table?
Keep going. Yeah, someone from my high school messaged me that, like, who I haven't talked to in 10 years, and they say, "Hey, I've been noticing everything you're doing. Keep going."
And you're like, yeah, I'm going to.
Because I really needed that from you.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not. I once had somebody send me a clip of Crystalia.
What?
And go, "Do you know this guy?" And I was like, yeah. I mean, yeah, I see him and stuff. And that was, I know him better now, but this was years ago when I just sort of like had barely met him at the store at some point. And they're like, "Tell him to keep it up." And I'm like,
what the fuck?
I was like, he has his own TV show. Like
that's crazy.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll tell Crystalia to keep going.
It's funny. It's like, I bet you to someone who's not a comic would be listening to this conversation and be like, "You guys are fucking assholes." Like, we're just telling you, like, good job. I don't know.
I know. It is just weird.
There's something about keep it up and keep going that is bad.
Yeah, that it's like,
just
sorry,
did you think
job. It makes it feel like they think that maybe you were on the fence if you were good or not. Is how it makes me feel. That it's like, should I keep going? And it's like, yeah, no, of course I'm going to fucking keep going.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you grew up in Alaska.
Yes.
Are you like the most famous person who went to your high school?
Oh, I don't want to say yes.
I know, but do you know what I mean?
But I don't know any.
Like, who else is from Alaska?
I would say like there's a couple sports people who are definitely. Wow, that's weird because I don't even consider myself famous. And then you asked that, and I was like,
you know what I mean?
Whoa, I might be.
Like, people probably trip on you.
Yeah, no. When I go home,
who still live there?
Like, yeah, no. I go home and I'm like, oh, I am like, this is what it's like to be successful.
Yeah,
and everyone there is like, I mean, everyone there, and it's very sweet, and I mean, it's from a genuine place. It's just so interesting how our perspective changes the longer you're in comedy, the less like. It's so hard to appreciate milestones, and that's the thing I've tried to work on.
Yes.
So actively, like you get the little thing. Oh, I finally booked that show I wanted to book. I put out an album and it did well, but you just on to the next instead of going, yeah, no. Like if I never did comedy and someone I know did comedy and then they had a #1 album on iTunes, I would think they were famous.
Yeah,
and like I still don't think I'm famous, but I'm like, oh no, like it's all relative.
Yeah,
but I also can't get a grasp on. With some comedians, I'm like, I don't even really know how famous or not famous some people are because you're just so in the mix of seeing all these people. And
yeah, and then you go on the road with them and you're like, oh.
You're like, oh, you draw everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, which is so cool. But yeah, no, in Alaska, that's so weird. There's like Scotty Gomez is a very famous hockey player.
Hey, Scotty.
People go crazy over him. And then a couple other hockey players. And then... Yeah, wow.
So how many people were in your high school?
My graduating class was 300.
Okay. But that's very big.
Yeah, well, and they had
Mine
just
was
built,
like 100.
Oh, wow. Where are you from?
I grew up in Westchester in New York.
Oh, okay.
In like a small town, but there's a lot of in a small town. But I meant like there's a lot of like little towns in Westchester.
Yeah,
Irvington is a smaller one, and our high school wasn't very big. It probably had like 500 people in it, and like so our class had like 100 or something.
Oh yeah. I grew up in Anchorage, which is. For Alaska, it's big.
That's the capital, right?
No, everyone thinks that though. Even people in Alaska. Juneau is the capital.
Juneau?
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna spell a bunch of things for
Juneau.
What the fuck? I've never heard of that.
It's a little island.
Why is that the capital?
Who knows?
And what makes a capital? Really?
Yeah, I don't actually
cares,
know.
Right?
Do they just roll a dice?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So this one.
Yeah, like I guess this town that you can't escape from.
Yeah,
it's an island. So
what are the other popular places? Anchorage, and
then Fairbanks.
Okay,
and then
I've heard of that.
If you get really into like Alaskan culture, maybe people know like Barrow or Nome, which is where the Iditarod Trail ends. Which is a big sled dog race, but also all that I think I might just know because I'm from Alaska.
Okay, isn't there a movie that took place in Nome, Alaska?
Oh yeah, for sure. Is that where 40 Days a Night takes place?
Oh, that might be.
Maybe
is that the one when it's dark every day?
It gets so dark.
Okay,
yeah,
I want to talk about all that.
Oh yeah, where I live, Anchorage. So it's by far the biggest city, about 250,000 people.
Wow,
which is half the state's population.
Wow.
So people hear Alaska and they think like I live in a cabin in the woods.
So it's like Los Angeles.
Yeah, I mean to me, I was like I live in a big city, and then I went to school in Tampa, and I was like, oh, this is a big city, and then I moved here, and I'm like, this just keeps happening. They keep
yeah,
but it's like big city, small town feel because I go home and I feel like I run into everyone I know. Mm-hmm. But
is mostly everyone still there?
Yeah, a lot of my friends never left, and they don't plan to. And that took a long time for me to understand. Mm-hmm. That like, it took a long time for me to realize my friends weren't failures. They didn't have the same dreams as me.
Yeah,
because the idea of living in Alaska to me is the worst thing in the world. Like, if I had to move home, I would genuinely be like, I have failed at life.
Me too.
And I have friends who I love there, and I could have a fun life there.
We just have different dreams.
Yeah, like
a lot of people. Yeah,
no. Realizing that I have friends with kids that, and I'm like, oh, that was their dream. They are living their dream.
Yeah,
it's just not mine.
Yeah, a lot of people that I grew up with, they all still live like in Westchester or surrounding towns, and they all have like really normal jobs, like working at the middle school, like whatever else.
Works in shipping.
Yeah,
I'm like a realtor.
Sanitation, but like that's
the life they wanted, and I'm like,
or it's just life, and we're like,
I don't know.
That's the life they want.
That's the thing is like
it sound like a piece of shit.
Be. That they could just be like, oh, I wasn't. There are definitely people who are never brave enough to go after their dreams. That's
I can't imagine.
I can't imagine.
Well, I was that way for a long time.
Wow.
And then I
Was there
got
a
sober.
thing? Oh, sobriety.
And I finally did it, but like, pursued when I wanted to pursue. But like, I had wanted to do stand up for a very, very long time. I had the first time I actually went to an open mic is when I was 18.
Oh, wow.
Like drunk at a bar. But I had always wanted to do it. And then I didn't start doing mics again until I was like 26.
Yeah.
But all that time in between, it was like all I talked about wanting to do and wanting to be a writer.
You're like, I want to
and
do comedy.
yeah, but I was like too afraid to, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's because it is scary. I forget, you get used to doing it, and then you go like, oh, actually what we do is like terrifying. You're just going to go up there, and especially if you're someone who tells jokes that are even like mildly based in some type of truth about you, because you can do like a dad pun and it bombs, and like it's still bombing, so it still hurts. But if you make a joke, I don't know if you've ever had this happen, because some of the funniest stuff to me is like stuff that, we all do, but nobody talks about it. So like sometimes you say a thing and you get this laugh that is like, oh, that person is also thrown up on a dick. You know what I mean? It's like they've been there. Yeah, me too. Do
you remember Dirt in a Cup?
No, what?
Dirt in a Cup is like chocolate pudding with Oreo
with
crumbs
Oreos and the
and
worms.
whipped cream. Yeah.
Yeah.
I ate that one time and then got face fucked and threw up all over this guy and all over his clothes. His clothes were, just had unzipped, just kind of like a scummy thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been there.
And I threw up all over his clothes.
Yeah, no, I can't. I've had to learn to like pace my, like, I mean, I make a joke about it, but genuinely thinking about it like swimming and being like, no, I ate. I need to wait an hour.
I have a joke about that too, but I feel like it's so hacky that gag route, you have to wait 30 minutes after you eat before you go swimming.
Probably. And
wait
I say
30 minutes after I eat before I suck dick. Yeah. But some people like connect to like they don't think it's hacky, I think.
I don't know anymore. And
whatever,
then,
right?
You don't have to backpedal. It's like it's just a joke about. It's like, no, I probably do hacky jokes sometimes or all the time.
Sometimes it's fun to hack it up.
Yeah.
Especially like when you're on the road and no one can see you.
Yeah, well, because sometimes I don't know what is. Like sometimes I'm like, are we just calling things that are super relatable hacky? Like, has it been done a bunch? But probably it has. Like, because sometimes when people are like, that's just hacky. And it's like, well, has someone actually talked about it? Or does it just seem...
It's a feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do it too. And I'll fucking tear myself apart. And then sometimes, I don't know, that's like a hump to get over of not
caring.
Not getting too worried about like if comics think I'm hacky or...
Yeah.
Like if a joke's funny, being like, is it too corny? Because I'm like, well, actually, I'm a corny person.
Yeah.
So I guess
we all
that's
are
fine.
deep inside.
Yeah.
We all want to do it.
Yeah, we just want
to. And it's like too cool for school.
Yeah, I'm trying to embrace more because I'm naturally silly. And I think on stage, it's easy to get in this, like, I kind of just want to stand there and like tell my, sharp jokes. Yeah. And I'm like, no, actually, I kind of want to like move around and be goofy.
It feels good, but
it's
when
fun
you bomb
for the
audience,
it's so much worse when you're physical bombing
when you
with a physical bit, and you're like, ooh. That's what I was gonna say too.
That is so fucking funny because I talk about that with Steven.
Oh my god, because it's like painful. Or when you do, I don't know if you've ever done this, but going back to the like thing that's relatable. If you've ever thrown out a premise that you're thinking like, oh, I bet we've all done this. I bet this has happened to more than, and like silence.
Nope, no one.
Oh, I'm disgusting?
Yeah.
Great.
But then you have to turn it into a self-deprecation to backpedal.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I guess.
Nope, just me. I'm gross. Great. And then that gets a laugh and you're like, okay.
Okay, good. Well, I'm disgusting. And it's just so, I guess it can feel so exposing to be like, oh, I guess you guys just know. The one time I had a poopy butthole, okay? And a man saw it, and it's not my fault.
I remember I was like, one of the best things about being married is like finally having someone to send your shit pics to. And I know I do this.
Yes, I love that. It's the best.
Yeah, the other day I was talking to Nicole and I was like, yeah, I haven't been shitting well. And then I think she told you that. And then you were like, oh, how did you know? Because she didn't send you any pictures.
That's so funny.
And I laughed so hard. Do you send pictures of your shit to your friends?
I haven't. I don't feel like I have a shit friend anymore. And then Nicole said that. I was like, why haven't I done that to Nicole? Well, I don't know.
It's very vulnerable, but once you take that first step, it's kind of fun.
You know what my hang up was for a long time? I just moved into a new place. Maybe this is why. I shared a bathroom at my last place, and it was never, like, super clean.
Yeah.
So I was less embarrassed of the shit and more embarrassed of the dirty toilet around it.
It's almost funnier though.
Yeah, I know.
Because let's just do it. Like, let's go full hard gross. You know what I mean?
And I've taken some monstrous.
Okay, so that's the thing. It's not like every shit. It's a shit that's like someone needs to see this.
Yeah, I took a shit that was like the size of my forearm and would not flush.
The
The water left around it and it just stayed there and I had to like poke it and break it.
Yeah, I've had to break one too. Sometimes, or it won't get broken when it tries to flush.
Flush, yeah.
Sometimes it's coming out of the water. It's like 12 feet
Yes.
and like so thick.
Yeah, when it's like
and
coming out of the water, I'm like, how did that come out of my tiny little asshole?
I know, it's weird.
Like I freak out if someone even tries to put a pinky in there, but that
Really?
fucking-
I don't like ass stuff too.
No, me neither.
I hate it.
No, it's like I kind of wish I liked it because it's this whole other thing that I could be exploring. But
You know, most girls like it, but I think there's something with the way that my body is set up physically, like, or my intestines or like something, but like it makes me really nauseous.
yeah,
So I think it's not meant for it. Like, it's not meant for me.
yeah, I don't.
But I
think
feel like I have to. Not I have to.
that's what
but,
marriage is. It's
I
a
haven't-
sacrifice.
Yeah, I haven't had any anal thing in like, I can't remember, probably a couple of years.
I'm saving my asshole for marriage. If that ever happens, it won't. So, but like, truly, I'm terrified of it. I don't even know if it's like, do I not like it or if am I just afraid that like a guy's gonna pull out whatever he put up there and it's gonna be covered in poo?
Well,
Like,
you have to take a shit before you have anal.
That's the
I
thing.
would never have like a random
spontaneous. Yeah,
anal. No,
And- but
that's
then-
crazy.
But then also, I guess I just am not because I'm not in a relationship. I think I'd have to be in a relationship to plan anal.
I wouldn't want to have anal if I wasn't in a relationship.
Yeah.
They don't deserve that.
No, they don't deserve your
No.
sweet, precious, tight asshole.
No.
But like, yeah, I'd have to be like, okay, so anal Thursday.
Yeah.
Gonna do a cleanse. I'm gonna get an enema.
Yeah,
Like,
I did one of those like at home, this like weird thing. I did that twice.
really an at-home enema.
Yeah, I don't like enemas. And I
Have you ever done like a colon? where they-
colonic?
Yeah.
I hate them.
Yeah?
I don't think there's
I've
something
never done
with
them.
there's something with my asshole. Because I've done a colonic.
That's
like,
a great special name.
I've done it twice and it makes me so sick. Some people
Really?
it doesn't affect them, but when they rush up water into there, it makes me so nauseous. I was throwing up and shitting at the same time.
Oh, that is the worst.
It was
feeling.
horrible.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
just
it's
coming out
not
of
for
both
me.
ends.
I don't know what's.
I've wanted to try one just to try it, but I haven't done it yet.
I don't like it. A lot of people.
I just
do
wanted to see if
them.
I could if I would feel cleaner afterwards or like lighter.
The first time I did it, I lost a lot of water weight and I lost like 5 pounds.
Wow.
And then the second time I did it, I just felt fucking sick. And I was like, I'm never doing this again.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then it's like I'd have to be in a trusting relationship with someone who I like knew wasn't going to cancel because. I mean, the live-inness I feel if I shave my legs and someone has to postpone.
yes.
I cannot imagine, like, watering out my asshole and then being like, "I'm sorry, you forgot about work."
Yes.
Like, oh, you have a meeting? No, you're gonna fuck my asshole.
That's so funny. I know exactly what you're talking about. And I had that like with dating. Now being married, like I'll go like 4 days without shaving my legs and I won't care.
Yeah.
Because sorry, Steven, but
Yeah,
like
you're stuck with me. So
if I shaved my legs and my pussy especially was the most annoying thing. Like
Yes.
if I'm squatting and bleeding on my asshole
Yeah, like
because of
doing
how
weird
well
angles.
I shaved and you're not going to meet up with me or you cancel, there is nothing worse.
No, it's
and then you have to
unacceptable.
find someone else to fuck and it's
you're like, I need someone to at least touch my thigh.
yeah, someone has to see this.
Like at least have the audacity to cancel. I got rain checked on 2 weeks ago, but it was at like 10 a.m. and I was like, thank you.
Yeah. That's
Thank
cool.
you for waking up and telling
you.
me that you are not available because I hadn't shaved. I mean,
Yeah.
just happened that I hadn't done
The
it yet. and I
process
was like,
hadn't started, but it
no, and it's like, I mean, God forbid I have makeup and hair. Like,
Yeah.
I will find you and I will kill you.
Yeah. I used to do so much more for dates and like casual or like just boyfriends than I do now.
Yeah,
And I feel bad, but like
I like go back and forth with like, I don't like to get too done up on a first date because I don't want you to think that I'm always going to be done up.
yeah.
But then it's like, are they like, oh, I guess she didn't give a shit? Like,
Yeah.
I'll do maybe mascara and, whatever.
Yeah.
Like a fine outfit. And, like if my face is super fucked up, I'll put on some whatever. But yeah, I don't want to do full makeup. And then I feel like I have to commit to that. Or God forbid, like it keeps going. And then one day you finally see me without the makeup. And then you're like,
To be honest, I actually think it's better to not be completely done up when you go on a date with someone, because I think if you're dating, ultimately, like, people want to get married at our age.
I want to know that, like...
And I think guys want more real women. I think if a guy saw a girl was really done up, they're going to think you're a pain in the ass, you're high maintenance. I'm just going to fuck you, but I can't take you seriously. But I think when someone is more casual and dressed down, they're going to be like, that's someone I can maybe share my life with. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, that's like, I'm not looking for that specific. It's like, that's a thing that's like, it would be great if I found that, but I'm not. But I'm trying to not actively look for it because I feel like that's slippery slope to settling. By just being like, I just need to find a husband. But yeah, no, that's what I don't want someone who I feel like, oh, I gotta put on mascara. I'm gonna see what's his name. You want to feel like if I fart in front of you, I'm not gonna be afraid you'll be like, you slob, and leave.
Yeah, me and Steven fart in front of each other all the time, but before this I have never done that, and I would have been really uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, it's like horrifying. But then what a like sigh of relief when a guy makes like a fart or a poop joke.
I
or
queefed when I lost my virginity.
That's so funny.
I just realized that. I never remembered that.
Did you? What happened? Did you panic?
And then he went and tried to like smell it. I'm like, it was not from. It was, and I was.
It's
like,
just air.
I was like, or you know what I used to do? Like when I would queef having sex with guys, I would immediately go, "That was your fault.
Yeah, no,
that wasn't me," and like put it on them.
One time I was having sex with a guy. And he was just like fucking me, and I queefed, and I just got up and ran away.
You did?
I like, ran into the bathroom. I was like,
it's embarrassing. It is with guys that you don't like know very well.
Yeah,
it's shameful.
I mean,
maybe it's not as much anymore.
I don't know. It's probably fine.
I was probably a little younger.
I don't want to have sex with anyone ever again that I would feel ashamed if I queefed. Like I would rather like. At best, like laugh and be like, I queefed.
I don't think they care.
Yeah, no, men, they're not going to be
they're
like...
They're thinking about their own shit.
Yeah, they're like, oh, my dick. They're not like, they're not going to be like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
They're like, just going to plow through it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
So this is one of my other like Alaska thoughts. Is everyone there an alcoholic? Is that a thing?
Oh, and drug addict. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. There's heavy alcoholism.
Yeah.
I don't want to say everyone because I have a handful of friends that are pretty put together, but heavy drinking and so many drugs. There's a big opiate problem. Mm-hmm. I have a ton of dead friends.
Is coke expensive there?
I don't know.
Or drugs?
I have no drugs. I think are. I don't know if they're more expensive than anywhere else because my only frame of reference is when I was in high school and I smoked weed.
Yeah,
and it was like $40 for an eighth, which seemed to be the standard. Yeah, that's about right. I went so. But maybe like, a little bit more because that has to get up there.
Yeah, because coke was really expensive in Hawaii, and I've also heard it's really expensive in Australia.
Oh, I'm sure. Wow, Australians must have a heyday when they come here.
Yeah, yeah. Oh. So when you is it inland or do you look out on the coast and see like ice water?
I lived on a town in a city where there is an inlet, so there is water.
Does it look like, is there like icebergs or does it look like, what does it look like?
There's glaciers, not right where I live, but yeah, you can drive like an hour to, there's a place called like Kenai Fjords has glaciers and there's a Portage Glacier. You can just go and get on these little boats and see these big glaciers. There's a lot of lakes, those freeze over. The water in the inlet is never frozen over. It's like, well, maybe not never, but very rarely.
I think I'm confusing Alaska with Antarctica.
Well, no, like northern Alaska might be different, but yeah. I don't see floating chunks of ice or anything.
That's what I'm thinking. Sometimes when I think of Alaska, I think of like all white, like I think snow a lot of people ice do. With like polar bears on it. Well, is that Antarctica or is that Alaska as well?
Oh shit.
Where is Antarctica? Do people live there?
Scientists go there and live there for short
you
amounts
think
of time, but I don't think there's not like citizens.
It sounds so far away.
Yeah, it's like the bottom of the earth.
Where is
South
that
Pole
near?
South Africa on the Horn of Africa, right where Cape Town is. There is there's a colony of penguins, and nobody knows how. Everyone just thinks that they got there floating over on an iceberg from Antarctica. So like, there's this beach where penguins live in Africa.
Yeah, you have a map, so you know where stuff is.
Yeah,
I don't know where.
I took my map down, but yeah, no, it's at the bottom. You have to go like past South America and just keep going down, basically. But I don't even know how you get there.
What?
I don't know if there's regular flights or if it's just like crazy weird charter flights.
I don't want to go. What animals did you see in the wild growing up?
Bears, black bears, grizzly bears.
And is it true that people have to drive around with a gun in their car?
I don't think they have to.
Someone told me that.
In rural Alaska, a lot of people probably do.
Yeah.
Where I live, no. You're in a city. Like, they kind of... Animals, you'll see animals every once in a while in the city, but they mostly keep to the outskirts.
Chains on tires?
Yes, chains on tires, studded tires. I don't even know what that means. I just know you have to get your tires changed.
The snow or ice.
Yeah,
or
I'm like, I don't really, like, I couldn't look at a tire and tell you if it's studded or not.
Was it cold there all the time?
Not in the summertime.
Okay.
It would get really cold winters, like sometimes down to like -20, but also sometimes just snowy in the zeros. But the summertime, it gets like 70, 75.
Oh.
It's nice. It's
I've
not
seen
too
pictures.
humid, but it's not too dry.
It's like beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Pink sunsets and
yeah,
stuff,
well,
right?
the sun doesn't set all the way.
Okay,
I'm
going to ask you every annoying question about
fine.
Alaska.
Everyone asks them.
I'm sorry.
No,
I just
I'm
want
happy.
to know.
I know I'm happy to answer them. Yeah, no. On summer solstice, which is the longest day of the year, you can just watch the sun do a circle in the sky. Like, it doesn't go down.
You literally can
and
watch
then,
it do
yeah,
a
you can like
circle?
see it go around.
Huh.
I mean, it's not like spinning, but you can, if you pay attention, it doesn't really go down. And then there's a lot of days where you don't see the actual physical ball of sun, but it's just dusky and it doesn't get actually dark.
Yeah. So what's the deal with the sun
It's
dark
just
thing?
it's the angle that we're at, I guess, on the globe. So in the wintertime, we're just not getting hit as much by the sun because of the way that Earth is tilted.
Okay.
So where I live, it gets down to, at the worst, it gets down to about 3 hours of daylight in the wintertime. So you leave for school, it's pitch dark. You come back, it's pitch dark. Like, the sun comes up during lunch and then it's down.
And
then in the summertime, you could leave a bar at 3 a.m. and the sun is out. And I think it might be Daniel Tosh. Somebody made a joke about going there and like you could be leaving, have a one-night stand, walk out and see the girl and be like, never mind.
that's funny.
But it's a real like.
So what are the, like months out of the year like that it's like
that? High sun time is probably like June, July, August.
So that's when there's sun.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in June 21st is the solstice, so that's the longest day of the year. So it kind of just trickles out from there. But then it starts to get dark pretty quick in September, and then by like I would say November. I could be wrong because I haven't lived there in so long. I haven't been there for the winter. But I would say like September to March, it's pretty dark.
So is everyone used to that, or is that something you never get used to? Like, do people complain about it, or is it just life?
I mean, I think some people convince themselves they're used to it. There are people who get special lights for the wintertime that they have to sit under to like create, is it melatonin or melanin? I don't even know which one it is.
Yes.
Or serotonin. I have no
I know what you're talking about.
But like, no one gets used to it. You have to get blackout curtains for summertime. I mean, realistically, bears hibernate through the winter. Birds leave. Like, you're not supposed to fucking live in those conditions.
Yeah.
And we're just like, we'll build a town here.
Isn't it hard? Does your sleep schedule get affected?
Oh, you get fucked up. So many people. Yeah, people get like crazy from not getting enough sleep in the summertime. If they don't get blackout curtains, you start to like go cuckoo because the sun's always up. It fucks with your circadian
Is that
rhythm.
like a common joke?
Yeah. Well, and high amounts of depression and like suicide.
Yeah, that's the other thing. That's like,
and just
that is
mental
true,
illness,
right?
Well, you need sun to be healthy.
Yeah.
And not even, I mean, there's maniacs in Alaska.
There is?
Yeah, I mean.
And it's a lot of Native Americans too, right?
There's I'm not saying that the maniacs are Native Americans, but there's
No,
a
I
high
just thought of that next.
Native Alaskan population. Yeah, and I forgot that was abnormal.
What's with the totem poles?
I don't fully know about the totem poles. I remember learning about them. This is so bad because I spent so much time learning about Native culture. But there's different tribes and they have different animals that like have like deep meaning within their tribes, and those are all represented on the totem poles. And there's
spiritual.
Yeah, it's like a spiritual thing.
Okay.
And I don't fully know all of it, but there's also different tribes of Native Alaskans there. Like, when people go, don't say Eskimo, that's racist, say Inuit. I'm like, those are two different groups of people. And it's like okay to say Eskimo. Like that's an identity.
Yeah.
Until I moved to Alaska in 6th grade.
Oh.
And until then I
From
thought
where?
Southern Mississippi.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, okay.
My mom's a maniac. She drove us in a car.
So, I'm sorry to bring this up. The whole
Yeah.
thing about your dad.
Oh yeah.
So where did that happen?
Southern Mississippi, on the coast of Mississippi.
And
He abandoned.
so what happened? I'm sorry.
No, my dad abandoned me in a Waffle House,
But like,
but he also just abandoned the whole family.
so you had your dad
Yeah.
until you were how old?
Until I was 8 years old. And not only and listen, growing up with a parent without a parent, like growing up in less than a 2-parent household is detrimental, I think, to anyone.
Of course.
Like it affects
Yeah.
you,
Yes.
And I'm not saying you can't turn out to be a good person, but I just think obviously a 2-parent household with like relatively healthy, attentive parents is the best setup anyone can have.
Who has that?
I don't know.
I don't know anyone.
I don't
who
know, but I
had
don't know if it's
that.
because
They're not a comedian.
absolutely not. Like all our friends are fucked up.
Yeah.
Like even my friends who have parents that are still together, they just like scream at each other.
There's no parent still together.
No, it's when I meet people. I dated a comedian whose parents were still together, and I
I could guess who it is.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I just knew
And
based on who he is that his parents were
just
still
a
together.
perfect family.
I just knew.
and I think that was part. I think that was part of the reason
That's
that
so
I eventually
funny.
was like, I can't. I
Yeah.
don't fit in here. But, fuck, what was I saying? But there are people who grow up without ever having a father. There are people who have a piece of shit dad.
Yeah, of course.
And then he leaves. My dad was my best friend.
Really?
He was a good dad.
Yeah.
And then,
So just one day?
yeah, I mean, come to find out, because he retired from the military.
Okay.
And he was working at like a shipyard or something. Come to find out, he was in like methamphetamine.
Okay.
He was doing meth.
Yeah.
Crank, as they called it, I guess. So I'm sure that obviously played into
Yeah,
it.
that makes sense.
But it was just like one day he was gone. And my mom, I preface all of this to say, I love my mom dearly. We get along the best we've ever gotten along, probably because she lives in another country and we only communicate via an app. So I don't.
Where's she live?
She lives in South Korea.
Oh.
Yeah, my mom is a wanderer. She works for the government, but like she's
Whoa, doing what? Secret?
I can't say.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I think it's just paperwork, to be honest, but like,
Okay.
it's paperwork for like a thing she can't say.
Wow, that's very cool.
Yeah, and like after I graduated,
That's fucking cool.
yeah, like after I graduated high school, she spent a year in Afghanistan working for the government. She went to Iraq.
Wow.
She went to India. Like
Was she
she's-
always doing that?
Not always. I think once I got into my last 2 years of high school, she started taking these positions that would put her places like temporarily for 3 months at a time.
So
She
who
would be
took
doing-
care of you?
I took care of me. I always took
In
care
high
of me.
school?
Yeah. Like I have a stepdad, so it's not like there wasn't a person there, but he did nothing.
I also, I can relate. I raised myself.
Yeah. No, and it's in so many ways it's benefited me, and it's made me the ability I have to be independent and hardworking comes from that, and I'm very thankful for it.
Yeah, and strong. Does
Yeah.
everyone say you're very strong?
Yeah, which I keep trying to do a bit about, but I can't make it funny enough to get audiences on
Yeah.
board. But just about how it's like, oh, I'm strong. You mean if you were me, you would have killed yourself by now? Is that what you're saying?
I think it's something else though, because people say that to me too. My
it's
parents
just-
divorced when I was 10. It's not like that, but I did feel, and I know my mom listens to all my fucking podcasts, so sorry, mom, but I did feel very neglected,
Yes.
and I feel like I went through a lot of trauma growing up, and I felt very unheard. My feelings weren't validated.
Yeah, I felt
so I had to
unloved.
like teach and like train and like raise. It felt like I was raising myself and overcoming everything on my own.
Absolutely.
So Steven is always like, oh, you're like people will say you're very strong.
I get
you have
that
a
a
lot
lot.
of willpower. Like, but it is something else. It's not just the lame, like, you're a strong woman.
no, it's like
It's something else.
You have like,
It's like,
what is the word?
it's like what, and
You're
well, do you have like I know that I have masculine energy.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's something in that with like, do you know that feeling of like the masculine energy feeling?
Yes.
Or like the alpha sort of feeling?
Which I like hate, by the way, that like, and it's totally fine because you have to separate them somehow.
I hate it.
I hate that people call it masculine and feminine.
I know. But I do have that.
No,
and
me
I
too.
think that's also like
a product
the energy or vibe of that strongness.
Yes, no, me too. And resilient is the word.
What is that win? I know the word.
I don't know. It's just another
but
one.
But I feel like all that is like the same kind of feeling.
It's tied into
or
that
vibe.
like that you have a little bit of a like an alpha assertive energy.
Yeah.
That it's like, okay, I'm not a cartoon of a woman who's like, I need to be taken care of.
I am not like that.
Yeah, no, me neither.
I don't.
But I'm like, I don't know why people are.
And like guys, like I think psychological or like whatever,
like in their mind, they like expect
they need that. Like I need to be that a little bit more.
No, yeah, no.
And I know in my relationship, he'll be like, I hate that you walk ahead of me.
Yeah, no, I think some guys, it's part of like, I think social, but also maybe biology to be like, I want to feel like, guys want to feel like they're protecting you. They want to feel like that they're somehow useful to you. Like that they're like providing either information or like help in a certain way. That's what I've heard from a lot of guys is that like, they need to feel needed. Like,
but I'm like, I got it. I can take care of myself. I got this. You don't have to worry about me.
Oh yeah. With everyone. I'm like, just juggle 8,000 things. I'll be fine. But yeah, no, some guys, and it's also like if a guy did something useful for me, I think I've gotten to a place where I'm like, I could let a guy help me with a thing that I knew he has the skill to help me with. But even that's been an uphill struggle for me to like be able to ask for help, you know? But
yeah, asking for help in general.
Oh, terrifies me.
Fixing something like here. Oh, I built all this stuff.
Yeah, or
not that I built it. I put it together.
No, I always do the same thing.
I was like, I'm not gonna have a guy do it. I could put together the table and chairs from IKEA.
Yeah, I have often,
but I felt good doing it.
Yeah,
you know
I was like, I feel strong and capable, and I can do everything on my own.
Yeah.
So I think I end up dating a lot of like effeminate guys.
Yeah, I think Steven is more like I bring up Steven all the time. Sorry,
yeah,
but
I mean like he's a huge part of
frame
your life.
of reference. Yeah,
yeah.
But yeah, he is definitely more like effeminate.
Yeah, but I also think that it's like
my dad was too. Though.
I think I like men who are a little sensitive.
Yeah,
you know, it's like I don't find myself actively looking for that, but then I do realize that is a quality I enjoy about them.
I like it too because it gives me permission.
Yeah, no, it's true because it's like I think a lot of men, and I guess that's the masculine energy thing, is like they don't feel comfortable letting their guard down or like being vulnerable. So men who maybe have a little more what we call effeminate or feminine energy, you can like talk to them about stuff. Like I love when I'm like, oh, you have female friends? Oh, you must be emotionally intelligent. Thank fucking God. Because some men are just like, I'm hungry and like they can't even they won't allow themselves to tap into that.
Yeah. And I mostly like, I feel like when I say I get along better with guys, it makes me sound like I don't get along with girls, but I just grew up feeling more comfortable with guys. Like I had a brother. I don't know. I don't know.
I had 3 brothers.
And like girls were mean growing up.
Well, then I never felt like I
never felt like
I don't like the word. It's like not, and maybe it was just, maybe some of it was just a thing in my head, but I never felt girly enough.
Yeah.
Like I always felt like if I did some of the things that I do with my guy friends in front of girls, they'd be like, ew, what's wrong with you?
Well, I was a tomboy.
Yeah, me too.
Up. Yeah.
Where it's like, I thought farts were funny. And then like, can you just be like, in front of girls? They'll be like, ew.
Yeah. I was never that like super, or I pretended to be for a while.
Yeah.
And then I just acted like a hoe. Like I took it too far.
Yeah, like, I guess this is how you be a woman.
I used to be so overly... Yeah, I've
like
drawn
overly
back
feminine.
A lot. No, like just overly sexual. Like I'm sure you noticed.
I mean, it's you were just I'm hot lady.
But it's also like a thing I feel like
you can put that on too.
Yeah.
Where it's like
I don't want to be that person.
No, it's
anymore.
like, and that's the thing is like sometimes I do like to get like dressed up really cute or like I want to do full makeup, but I never want people to think I'm that person. Because I'm not. Like if someone is that person, good for them. It's like, sometimes I like to get dressed up and sometimes, it's the same thing even with like a a monogamous partner, it's like, yes, sometimes I want to act slutty.
Yeah.
But like with you.
It is, yeah. I think everyone likes that.
Yeah.
You can never go wrong with that.
But it's like, oh, I can't. It's also just so much work to maintain. Like the work, like hot women, like women who like men look at and they go, that is a hot lady. We all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Fucking body positivity, whatever aside, we all know what I'm talking about when I say hot girls. Like, do not get the credit for the fucking work. Just to upkeep the like makeup all the time, always doing your hair.
I don't have time for that
shit.
shit.
Obsessing over a body.
Yeah. I wear a lot of makeup.
Yeah.
Just because I like makeup.
Makeup's fun. I've gotten more into makeup the more I've like started learning more, even though I've still am like highlight to the heavens. But
it takes me 10 minutes to do my makeup, but like I'm not spending that much time on it. I don't go crazy with contouring or anything.
No.
But like there's like a lot of like really hot girls. I'm like, did it take you 2 fucking hours?
No, and it's like this is a real thing that happened to me once. I had a couple friends in LA who were like hot girls. And they just had the whole look all the time. And I got invited to one of them was having a girls' night come over, like dress cute, well, whatever. So I mean, and they knew me from open mics, and I, like, for a long time was just, like, hoodie and jeans and fucking leave me alone. I'm grinding. For fucking, whatever gay phrase I used. And I got dressed up, and I went over to their house, and I, like, had a full face of makeup on, and I walked in, and people were like, whoa. And one girl said, wow, you're actually pretty.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And I was like,
that is so rude.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm actually pretty? It's like, yeah, no, I don't have 3 hours a day to put a whole face on. Like,
someone said that?
Yeah, you're
I just started bubbling spit in my mouth.
No, I was like, what? And
what did you say?
I just was like,
did you want to leave?
I mean, yeah, I was like, thanks. But everyone.
And then what?
Then I just was like, whatever, fuck you.
And then what did she say?
She's just like, I mean, you just look so great tonight.
Fuck you.
Yeah, no, but it's one of those things where I realized that like, I also have had like an uphill struggle with self-worth issues. Cause like I was like I guess emotionally abused in a specific way in regards to like my appearance and like just basically told that I was ugly and unlovable, like repeatedly.
By a guy you were dating?
No, by my mother.
Oh, okay.
But and so it was just
that's
sort of
all
like,
her shit.
Yeah, no, and it is, and I realize that now, and it's like, oh, she's projecting her own stuff and like her own fears, and also just sidebar, women with daughters. I know I have no place to tell parents how to parent or whatever. Like, don't talk about your physical insecurities in front of your daughter. Mm-hmm. You're fucking her up.
Yeah.
By going like, oh, my tits are flat and it's gross.
Yeah.
Because my mom used to do that too. She'd be like, oh, I'm so I don't have any boobs, and it's like, fucking keep it to yourself.
Yeah, that fucks you up like when you hear that growing
But she
up.
would also like my mom, I love her. She is like has had I think she's fine now, but she struggled for years with like legit mental illness. So it's just a whole thing. But it's taken me up until like very recently to realize that I'm a relatively attractive person.
Of course you are.
Like, and I say that thinking like I'm okay looking, and that's where I've gotten. Whereas like depending on the person, because everyone's got their preferences, some people think I'm extremely hot.
You are hot.
And see, it's like comedy actually helped because so many people would give me criticism about or feedback about my self-deprecating material.
Yeah.
Specifically about how it's like, you can't do that because no one sees you as ugly. But it was hard because I'm like, yeah, but like, I'm not me saying I'm ugly or commenting on my appearance in the past. And even now, it's never been a searching for a compliment. It's never been like I'm just like so hideous. It's like, no, deep in my core, I feel ugly. Mm-hmm. And so when people make you feel bad about, I mean, I guess this circles back to the like saying you feel fat in front of someone who's fatter than you. But like, that's been an uphill struggle. And I've just in the last few years, and now that like, youth is fading away, but been like, oh, actually, I'm pretty. Like, I'll go on dates with guys and be like, God, I hope like I don't even know if like he'll think I'm pretty, and my friends will be like, "Are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah.
Like this guy's probably losing his shit over you."
Yeah.
and you're like, "I hope he likes me. I was kind of weird," and like you're funny and you're a hot girl.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'll ever. There are rare occasions where when I'm just dressed up to the nines, I go like, "Okay,
yeah.
I see it now."
Yeah.
But I don't know how I got on me talking about being like, everyone says I'm hot, but I don't see
it's
it.
fine. I know what you mean. So
Well, it's just like seeing yourself. I don't know. It's just so different.
with the growing up thing, though, with the mom thing, like, so my mom was a model. And when I was
Whoa.
younger, she would sit me down in like a chair and show me her portfolio. Like, in the way that, like,
Your mom is still gorgeous too.
she is, but like in the way that like little, you know, like a mom would tell someone, a kid, a bedtime story.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. And I remember being young and being like, this feels weird.
Yeah.
And she would do it with me, and she'd go, come sit with me in the chair, and she would, and by a fire, and we'd leaf through all of her photos. And
she's like, this is me in Gucci.
Yeah, literally, she was in a Gucci ad.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I would be like, I don't want to take pictures. And I hated pictures my entire life. And I got so uncomfortable. And I was like, I'll never be as good as her in a photo. Like, she is a model.
Because like, my mom's a model. I can't.
Yeah, I was like, I don't look good in photos. And I was terrified of taking photos my entire life.
Oh my God.
And I still don't like taking photos.
Really?
And people never believe me. And I do photos sometimes.
They're like, oh, you're just being modest.
Because you have to. It's fun. But I hate them. And I have an inner fear about them because of that from when I was younger.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's like, it's crazy how stuff like that fucks you up with your parents.
Yeah. And it's like, even something as
I don't
want
wanna
to is like, maybe she's just trying to bond with you. And then she's like, maybe this will be fun.
Yeah. And she's photogenic. So like, she'll look good in any photo. I don't like to take a photo like next to her. She'll look good in every one because she's just lights up in front of a camera.
Yeah.
But like, I'll be uncomfortable. I didn't smile in photos for like 20 years. I'm not kidding. I did not.
You're just like staring.
Because I was like, this is what I can do.
Okay. I'll just look mysterious.
Yeah. So I could talk to you for like hours. I'll probably have to have you back.
Yeah,
because
have
there's
me
so
back.
much that we haven't gotten to talk about, but I do have to go to work soon. So I have to but
have me back. Let me know.
Let's end with so I know that you recently talked to Pretty Funny Women about stand-up tips.
Oh yeah.
So why don't we end with some advice? If you have, so I know the only advice is to write and get on stage.
Yeah.
But if there's anything that you think that someone could walk away with, let's hear it. To put you on the fucking spot.
Okay.
If there's anything off the top of your head.
If you're doing comedy and you've always been an organically funny person, because I think some people try to get into comedy and they like actually aren't funny. So this advice is not for those people. Although maybe they don't know. Trust your instincts with a lot of things. I think it's easy to get worried about, is this joke going to be too this, too that, too weird, too offensive? But like, if something genuinely makes you laugh, it's worth trying.
I love that.
Because there's so many things where like we'll go, but I don't know. Like maybe that's just too weird for normal people. If it makes you crack up, someone will laugh at it, I think.
Yes.
And so it's worth at least trying to build a bit out of. And then other than that, yeah, it's the same old same. Keep getting up. Also, I think this is more important for women because it seems like we struggle with it more, but it's advice for anyone. Ask for things. You know, it's like, don't ask to get on the Tonight Show when you've been doing comedy for 2 months, but like, don't be afraid to ask for spots. Ask for, if you reach out to a comedian you know and be like, can I open for you? Like, I try to I have a list of people. You even reached out to me. I don't have that many years ago. And I was and you were like, oh, if you just do some shitty it's one night or whatever. And it's like, I try to keep a list of people because I'm at the point where sometimes I can bring someone or sometimes I can choose someone, but they have to get themselves there. So I want to know that when I have that, I want to bring people, but you'll never know if you don't ask. And a lot of times, the worst someone will say is no, and it's not personal. It's like someone else is booked there, or we don't have a spot for you. But there's so many things you'll miss by just going well, I don't want to bother anyone. Yeah. Don't be afraid. You're not bothering anyone. It's if somebody books something, their job is to be hit up. They're not going to be like, how dare you? So just ask.
Yeah. I like that. That is good. Okay, so where can we find you on social media?
You can find me at JMS Comedy all across the socials, and I have a podcast called Ignorance is Blessed. It's a hashtag blessed, but
And that's on iTunes.
it's on iTunes, all the above. Yeah, anywhere you find podcasts, Spotify, all that shit.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And then obviously we could see you in LA at the Comedy Store, improv, all over.
And then jmscomedy.com for. I've slowed down my touring this year to do projects in town, but I go around still. So I'll be in Reno June 5th through the 8th, and then San Francisco at Cobb's June 13th or the 15th. I don't know. Check out my schedule. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you.
And subscribe, rate, and review to my show on iTunes. Thanks. Bye.